Thank you, Madam Chairman. First, I want to say my long-held belief is that farm policy should be a limited safety net that helps farmers weather the storm of natural disasters and any unpredictable thing that affects commodity markets. And there's plenty of things like embargoes and things like that that can do great damage. Anyway, there's a lot of talk about the need to increase reference prices because of falling farm income. According to USDA data, we will see net farm income drop slightly this year, but we have to remember that 2022, the United States set a record in farm income. Farm safety is there to help mitigate losses, not just increase producer bottom lines during times of relatively high commodity prices. As ranking member of the Budget Committee, I care about how we're saddling future generations with our debt. The fundamental problem that we have in the federal budget is not one of undertaxation, but of overspending. Mr. Duvall, I continue to hear that we need to improve and strengthen the farm safety net. Do you have any idea of ways of doing that without spending more money?
I wished I did. I'd get the prize of the day. And by the way, it's good to see you here and looking so healthy. So,
Thank you.
yes,
Thank
sir. That's a tough question. How do you do it and not spend more money? I think we just got to make sure that we determine what's going to keep our safety net strong and determine what it's going to take to keep our farmers strong so that we can keep our national security strong. And to determine what that is, the amount of money it's going to take to do that, it's really up to Congress to do that. And we're here to help you in any way to give you the information you need to do that. But to do it without any more money, I don't have any suggestions in that area.
Well, let me suggest to you, and you come from Southern agriculture that doesn't like Grassley's idea of limitation on what one farm can get out of the farm program. So for you and Mr. LaRue, I have this question. But before I ask the question, rules that you must be actively engaged in farming to be eligible for commodity price support programs were intended by Congress to make sure that the farm subsidies made it directly to the hands of our country's hardworking farmers. However, in 2020, the USDA rules exempt all family farms from the requirement, which we know that USDA defines as 98% of all farms. So to you two, is it fair to the taxpayer and smaller farms that do not qualify that extended family members, including siblings, cousins, nephews, nieces, can all receive the $250,000 annual from the federal government, even though they have not done a tick of farm work over the last year? In your opinion, how many hours would it be needed for someone to be actively engaged in farming? And remember, this question comes from the fact that 10% of the biggest farmers get 70% of the benefits of the farm program. Mr. LaRue?
National Farmers Union strongly supports actively engaged provisions that limit payments to those who are truly invested in management and labor and provisions. So we certainly would be willing to work to look for ways to ensure that those rules are being met as intended by Congress.
I would agree with that, but we need to make sure that we understand that farm operations, family farm operations, don't look the same as they did 30, 40 years ago. Just for the sake of efficiencies, we have family farm operations that are made up of cousins and second cousins and sisters and brothers, all farming together, using the same equipment, overlapping work responsibilities. And we need to make sure that those people that are actively working are able to be able to participate in those programs.
Thank you, Madam Chairman.